So have it right. Up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. Big up to every single one of you live and locked in. Hope everyone's doing well winning live. First and foremost, I want you all to smash to piece that like button. If you haven't smashed it, smash it right now. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, make sure you do that. We've got the notification bell, ding dong, let's have it right, all that, so you know when we go live. We've got the Minerals FC Ultras membership, which is pinned at the top live chatting down below. We've got Minerals FC on Rumble. We've got, what else we got, bruv? We've got Eunice Talks Footballs, linked to his channel in the title down below. Maresca Trust Issues, let's have it right. Trust Issues. And I want to salute all my Minerals FC Ultras. I want to salute Chelsea old boy. We see things they'll never see. RIP to our GOAT. I want to salute to all those that are not with us and all the Chelsea. And salute to all the no surrender mentality. Big up to everyone. Apologies for the lateness. It's always greatness. So it's not lateness is greatness, just always greatness on the Minerals FC. And we're going to land it. So big up to everyone. And big up to Eunice. It's been a long time, but he's back. He's ready to land it. And salute you, my geezer. How are we doing?
I'm good. Yeah. We had a nice little conversation before this. This is why we was late. Sorry, lads. I held him up as well. Part responsible. But yeah, good. Nice convo. And yeah, overall, I'm good. I hope everyone's had a good Christmas. I'm looking forward to a good New Year. Whatever you're doing, I hope you're enjoying it. And yeah, all is good.
Fantastic.
Thanks for having me on again, mate.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Pleasure. Absolute pleasure. Listen, guys, likes that. Piss poor, subs are piss poor, but we're still here. We're doing it and we're landing it. There's a lot to go through. Obviously, I've been going through my love attitude with Grandma, and Eunice is, you know, I mean,
I've still got mine.
Have you got? I've
still got mine.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I've still got every morning, man.
He's not a long way from it, and neither are the Ultras. But big up to everyone. It's been a while since we've had you on, and there's been a lot going on at Chelsea. No one foresaw where we would be. Everyone is trying to not cry because we lost against Fulham, but I'm slightly different with that, as you can imagine. But we're now sitting third. Arsenal won yesterday against Ipswich 1-0 with a Kai Havertz winner. 65 million down the drain, they say. He's got them 3 points, and they're now a point above us on level games. Better goal difference, and Liverpool are flying at the moment like a German whip. They're cruising. Slot machine is cashing out lottery tickets, mate. Yeah, and they look like they're going to win the jackpot. But where do we start? Let's start on maybe the last two results. Let's start on, you know, where you think we are right now. I mean, we got our Chelsea back? Where Chelsea are back, or because I'm definitely not. But I'm just saying. What's your vibe with it, Eunice? Are you feeling that way?
No, look, I'll lie if I say I'm not feeling better. Of course I'm feeling better because I'll be honest, at the start of the season, I didn't expect the form that we'd eventually go on, right? I didn't. I thought it would be just as rocky as it was last season. Literally no improvement. I thought it'd be the same, if not worse, because with Maresca coming in, I had questions. I think we all had questions. Maresca's approach and everything that he's done with that time has come to really warm to me, right? Because the way he carries himself, the way he's definitely helped certain players in the team, and the way he's got us playing, I'm happy with for now, right? And being in the way that we are, where we are in the table, I'm like, well, bloody, I'll take that, no problem. But I've not said, we've got our Chelsea back, because, not yet. Not yet. In order for me to say we've got our Chelsea back, I need to see us. Like, look, the deal is still the same. Do you remember at the start of the season when we were talking and I said, look, this season, Champions League football.
Yeah.
End of story. Next season, title challenge. Cool. We spoke about that. We mentioned that, right? If we get onto that level again and we're actually up there with quality and we're winning games we should be winning and we're up there competing for trophies properly, right? Then I can say, okay, and we're consistent enough, then I can say, okay, we've got our Chelsea back. Cool, fantastic. At the moment, still too early for me. But so far, so good, is what I'll say. And I will also say it's about the consistency, because this has always been the problem. We're in a in an area now where it's very easy to slip off. So, for example, now we've seen the games against Everton and Fulham especially. That one stung. For the first time in a while, I felt a little stung. And I was like, oh, okay, crap. I wanted to forget what that feeling felt like, but it's here. Now it's about Ipswich. And it's about getting ourselves back onto the momentum again. That's the most important thing. If we don't do that, then there might be an issue. If we do that, then happy days. Because then it shows there's a reaction. So for me, it's just about consistency. I like where we are. I mean, being second in the league, for example, now third, right? But being comfortably in that position where we haven't even really got to worry to an extent of, oh my God, are we going to do it? Are we not? It's okay for now. It's just about keeping it up. And then hopefully Champions League football through the door. But it's like I said at the start of the season, this is where it goes back to, have we got our Chelsea back? The deal that I had, right? You could say with myself at this point, because I'm not talking to the owners or anything, but the demand that I had was, as long as we get Champions League football and we win the Conference League and we do all that, because that should be a no-brainer. But as long as we get top 4, you won't hear me ask for top 4 again. At that point, I want the Premier League title. That's the deal, right? So, because understandably, a lot of these players are still young. There is still lack of experience in this team. There is still time that needs to be given for these set of players to get to a certain level, which in some elements is looking good and in some elements is still questionable. But it's about where that's going to end when it comes to May. So, as long as as far as I'm concerned, Champions League football, cool. As long as we get that, though, next season, I won't be going, oh, no, we're not in a title race. Like this season, I don't want to say, oh, we're in a title race, because it's just, for me, it's a bit unrealistic. But next season, it's a non-negotiation, because we've waited too long.
I mean, it's a double-edged sword for me, because why should we not be in a title race this year? First thing is we're in our phase 3 of the project and the model, irrespective of Maresca.
Bring out the phases.
Yeah, bring out the phases. Because, like, listen, it's not phase 1 under Maresca. This is not his team. Belage come out yesterday and said, you know, that the owners just want to give him the players, pool of players, and make it work. And he's great at developing. And we're going to shoehorn João Felix on you. And he didn't want him, apparently. And now we've got João Felix murmurs, which we'll talk about later on. But my thing is, why are we not in a title race? Because you're phase 3 into this project. You spent 1.5, 1.6 billion. You keep replenishing the players. So the manager is your third manager. It's a trusted process and all this jazz. I believe we are where we are. Well, I don't believe it. I know it. Is because of everyone else has been so shite. And when I look at the other teams, Arsenal haven't been in form pretty much all season. Man City are in the gutter. Man United are further in the gutter. They're in the sewers, bruv, with the rats and mice.
I said that they're in the grave. I've been saying they're in the grave
almost. Yeah, it is literally RIP. Yeah. There's no fear of wet dreams, because there's no wet no more. It's just it's soil now, isn't it? I look at Newcastle up and down, Villa up and down. You got Nottingham Forest up there, you've had Brighton up there. And when I look at that and I go, well, fuck me, what we got these teams, top 4, top 5, teams like Nottingham Forest, tells you the standards, the levels in the league right now this season are nowhere near what we're used to and what it should be. So in terms of the levels being dropped, the league levels and qualities dropped. Therefore, when you look at Chelsea over the last 2 years, big up with Brygo, the foundations have been built on quicksand. And because our standards have been lowered so far down, because we've had to trust into this nonsense model and process, it's almost like now we look amazing compared to what everyone thought, because of the 2 years that we've had under these owners and with this squad of players, right? We look incredible right now. We're on form. We're flying. We're getting patterns of play. We're getting points. We're sitting third in the table. You know what I'm saying? So everyone's expectations was, because we know of the track record of the last 2 years, we can only fucking at best get top 4. But now we're in an even better position where, hold on a minute, you could actually be in a title race. Because who is in the title race? Let's be real. Liverpool for sure. We have been up to this point. And so is Arsenal. So that's a 3-horse race. That's normal. That's natural. If anything, against Everton and Fulham, we should be well under the arses of the Dippers. Really putting pressure. Who've still got a game in hand with the Merseyside derby. So when I look at that, I go, do you know what? This is actually poor. Because I don't think, Eunice, we're going to have a better chance in the current state the league is in and the rivals are in to actually go ahead and really battle it out for the title. And the reason I say that is next year, when we do if we get top 4, we've got Champions League football. This year, Enzo Maresca's had the luxury to rest his first team players or most important players every week when we've got Conference League. And Conference League is being used to play all the players that are surplus to requirements in this bolstered, inflated squad. And since we haven't had Conference League and we're in this Christmas period, all of a sudden now we're playing the same players in the Premier League more than once a week, and everyone's moaning about fatigue, and that's why we're dropping points and we're maybe not performing. We're complaining about squad depth. We're complaining about quality of striker, where we're now having murmurs of unhappy players. Felix and Kunku, Chilwell's been exiled. Defenders might get replaced. Jackson, we're looking at a new striker in Jackson. How's that going to make him feel? We've got certain players that just don't get minutes. Wedding Hall, where's he? Is he at weddings? What's he doing? Do you know what I'm saying? So when you look at all these factors, Enzo Maresca's had it good, bruv. He's had it very good. But right now, I see major trust issues. I see major deficiencies, which I already knew about in this squad and in this team. And I think it's a reality check over these last 2 results, which, let's have it right. Goodison Park, I can kind of understand it's a real bogey ground. It's a shit dross ground to go to. It's a dross game. And to be fair, I think, a draw, give or take, sometimes we've lost there quite a lot of times. But when we won the league, we've gone and won there, right? We've performed there as well. But Fulham, for a team that's not beaten us in 45 years, for a team that hasn't scored at our ground since 2011 under Clint Dempsey, to go out in the last 15 minutes of the game and come from 1-0 behind and beat us 2-1, that I will not accept. And that is, for me, not a meltdown where I lose my rag and I go fucking apeshit. It's a meltdown in the sense of that shouldn't be happening with the current state Chelsea are in and the position we're in and the way we're playing, because we've been on form units. Let's have it right. Compared to all the other teams, we still could beat in the mud Man United with interim manager Ruud van Nistelrooy. Went from 1-0 behind to draw. We still could beat when we were favourites against Arsenal. Let's come back from 1-0 down to draw the game. We've lost to Man City. We've lost to a Liverpool where everyone was praising the performance for losing, which I don't accept. That stands in the mud. All right. And then you look at this result and go, well, Fulham, you can't be losing to Fulham at home. Like, there's no excuse. Absolutely no excuse. And this is not me an agenda on players and the team and that. My agenda lies with who's recruited these players and what the model dictates, right? Because the model dictates the gaffer, which we'll elaborate on. But this is where I am. My thing is, if we're not in a title race now, what the fuck makes you think next year we're going to be in the title race? That's the first thing. We're having levels up of Champions League, playing 2 games a week at the highest level. And you're telling me every other team in the Premier League, like Man City, Arsenal, United, they're not going to strengthen. They're not going to go in the market. They're not going to build. And how are we going to strengthen? How are we going to build? Because I'm telling you now, we ain't going for Bastonis and fucking Gikareses and Osimhens. That ship sailed a long time ago. Shut out, Cundy. What are we saying?
Yeah. Now, the Fulham game, you're completely right in that regard. And I think there was a few factors, right? People are going to look at Maresca, subs, certain players. I also think there's complacency. I think it is a case when you're on that good form, a young squad, you can see they can get naive, probably in their heads going, yeah, it's fine, and then they just let everything down. This is where you need proper troopers to keep things in check, which, I think we can all agree we don't really have. Heading into next season, right? Let's say we get Champions League football, we get all of that. The demand would be to make sure that we have to get the correct reinforcements in. We have to, right? But I do want to say, because you mentioned, is everyone else not going to strengthen? Tell me what you think. But when I look at everyone, I see Pep, for example, complaining about his squad depth. Arteta complaining about his squad depth. All these teams and managers now saying that they're getting too many injuries, they're getting too many, there's not enough players in the squad. But they've spent, how much have they spent? I mean, we've spent the most, but they've spent a lot. They're complaining. United apparently are starting to shift with Ineos, and they're trying to shift over to a new model. You see what Chelsea have done? I don't think it's going to be a case anymore of, all right, Chelsea are doing their own thing. This is how we've gone. This is the direction we've gone in. And there's going to be other teams just doing it how it used to be done. I think everyone's going to start shifting over. This is the way that I'm seeing it right now is I think everyone's looking at Chelsea and going, oh, you know what? Maybe that is the way to go. And I'll tell you why. Because it's not necessarily about the quality, but it's the financials. With FFP, despite spending how much these teams like City and Arsenal have spent, they're getting injuries. They need a bigger squad. You can't go and splash on 10 superstars because you'll completely destroy your entire budget. You'll destroy the whole account. I think you're going to find even more top teams now doing what Chelsea have been doing. And I don't think it's a case of whether it's right or wrong. I think, many of us can have questions and go, no, we still want experience in the team. We still want some wins to come in. But what Chelsea have done by going down this route of long contracts, young players, I think you're going to start seeing everyone else do that. And I think ultimately what that's going to do is actually bring the level even further down. I think, you see, football as a whole, you mentioned the level of the Premier League is going down. I agree. Yeah. It's going down. And I think it's football as a whole. I mean, Madrid's not the same Madrid. Barca's not the same Barca. Italy's gone to pot. Look at Syria. Syria is in the bin. as far as I'm concerned with quality, it's in the bin. Football as a whole is becoming much more systematic, much more tactical, much more robotic, scientific, and in turn, financial. And I think with the way that Chelsea have gone to balance the books completely, even in terms of salaries, that might detriment the quality, but I think all the others that are now complaining about their squad depth are going to start doing the same thing. Yeah. What Chelsea need to do, because when you look at Chelsea being the first team basically to go down this route, and they've used up 2 years, right? If everyone's going to follow the same way, Chelsea now need to go into the market and get 2 or 3 gems, 2 or 3 top players. Like in the same way we went in and we were the little horse. You remember? We were the little horse. We got in Diego Costa, Fabregas, and then Felipe Luis as well. That's all we need. Thank you very much. Business done. We shut shop in that transfer window in June. We've done our business in June. Everyone was ready for pre-season. We won the league the next year. I think now's the time where we have to go and, well, not now, but when we get to the summer. January is not going to happen. But when we get to the summer, that's business that we have to do. If we're going to play Champions League football, and to answer your question, actually be in a title race, this is what we need. We need to get a centre-back, a proper solid centre-back. We need the midfield, I think, is okay. We need the striker needs to be spoken about, and I think by the end of the season we'll have a better idea in terms of what the finishing numbers will be. The goalkeeper, we already have our doubts on Sanchez and the way that he plays. On the ball, at least with his hands, he can be all right sometimes. But on the ball, he can be an absolute menace in a bad way. You solidify those positions, I think it's an improvement, and it means okay, we can now go to the Champions League and not worry about the league. But right now, if you threw us into the Champions League right now, we'd struggle. We wouldn't be. We'd struggle. We'd struggle. Yeah. So this is where, yeah. But like I said, I think other teams I don't think it's going to be a case of them going and getting 3 superstars. I think those days are gone for everyone. I'm speaking honest. Just because of financials.
Let's be real. And I know where you're coming from. In terms of like getting a superstar, nowadays you have to pay around 300 grand a week, and you'll have to pay your 100 million. Let's say. Now
Minimum.
in the football world, that ain't out of the norm. That's just standard, bruv. You know what you think? Real Madrid don't pay Mbappe his million a week or whatever it is. They don't pay all their veterans like Modric and all these players like top wages. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to pay the wages. The problem we got is we're eliminated and restricted in that market of getting that level of quality because these clowns won't pay that. They won't break the wage structure of 150 grand a week, which is why we didn't sign Victor Osimhen. If we had Victor Osimhen this season, in the current state we are with the defence and goalkeeper, we would seriously be up for a fight in the title the way all the other Premier League teams are in their current condition. And that's all it takes is that you have a proven elite striker up front. Because our attack's been bailing out us all season. Let's have it right. Yeah. The goalkeeper he's third choice goalkeeper for Brighton on a 5-year deal that we bought him for, or 6-year deal. Yeah. And the owners keep coming out using the Pathletic and Paulstein saying they disagree with the narrative that we need to rectify our defence and goalkeeper. Well, they're a long way from Starbucks. And deep down, they're trying to sell a dream and they're trying to buy time. And they think that everything's working right now. But as the season progresses, I think you'll find that this team will get burnt out. And I disagree with the midfield being all right. I think without Lavia and Casado in that midfield, it ain't all right. And I think ever since we've had Enzo Fernandez in that midfield with Casado, those deficiencies are shining through again. I'm seeing Fernandez being the most dribbled pass player. I'm seeing Casado playing 90 minutes of every Premier League game because Enzo Maresca cannot afford to drop this guy because he's been our most important and best player. With Cole Palmer, don't get me wrong. But Casado is the guy. He's the minerals general in that midfield. He's keeping us in games. And without him, I mean, fuck me, what we doing here? So if you're going to leave him with Enzo Fernandez next to Casado, because if you notice, when we were playing Lavia and Casado, we looked way more in a comfortable position and we were really staying in the games in the midfield. We were controlling games, even when the opposition were having a nibble. We were able to withstand any pressure or any threat, and we would. It allows our defense to be slightly more protected and our attack to do what it does best and create, because we create a lot of chances. We just don't have a killer instinct up front to score goals, and we have to rely on Cole Palmer. But if Cole Palmer gets frozen out, then who are we relying upon? And we've seen that in the last 2-3 games. We've seen it in the big games. Arsenal, United, Liverpool games. We don't see Cole Palmer the way we know him because they know if we freeze him out, we don't thaw him out, we keep him frozen, then he ain't going to be cold minerals Palmer. So my thing is the midfield's a problem and Lavia's injury prone and we've missed Lavia. And I actually believe if we had Lavia in the midfield with Casado for these last 3 games, I think we would be looking at a lot more points than 2 out of 6. Sorry, 1 out of 6. We'd be looking at 6 points potentially, right? Because what Lavia does, no one else can do in that midfield. There is no squad depth. Wedding Hall can't do it. Enzo Fernandez definitely can't do it. But the only way you can get the best out of Enzo Fernandez, what Maresca was doing, was putting Casado's right back to invert, which you can't always do. You can't always do that.
No.
But when he has done it, it can work. And we've got enough quality to get away with it. But it goes back to look at the quality of opposition we've played. Look at the state that they've been in. West Ham in the gutter. Leicester beaten by Man United who are in the gutter back to back. All right. Southampton bottom of the league. Yeah. These teams, we're playing teams that are meant to be above us, that are literally struggling, and they're out of form, and we still can't beat them. And I'm looking at Crystal Palace games, drawing with Nottingham Forest with 10 men. You know, I'm looking at these results and going, look at a lot of the teams. Brighton as well. We had to rely on Cole Palmer, 4 goals. Spursy. But we went 2-0 down against Spursy. Yeah. And we still land the minerals because we always do against them. But Spurs didn't have their spine in their team. They haven't got their goalkeeper. They threw in Van der Ven and what's his name? Romero in the back line, who went off. And when he went off, you could see him capitulate. They haven't got Bentancur in the middle. They didn't have a backup a striker. So
they forced Romero and they forced them in. Yeah.
We're playing a lot of teams where they got injuries or suspensions or they're out of form. West Ham was another one. They were in the gutter when we played them. So I can't measure how truly positioned we really are and where we are with this squad until we play the better teams. And when we have played the better teams who ain't even on form, we can't even beat them. And that's where I am right now. And you're playing at Fulham, and you're losing at Fulham at home. Like that's a fucking disgrace. I don't care what you tell me. Yeah, we shouldn't be doing that. We should draw is even a disgrace. But to lose is just it's just an embarrassment. So my thing is like the squad imbalance. Enzo Maresca knows. He knows about the midfield. He knows he can't play João Felix because João Felix ain't going to give you the tracking back, the defensive work rate, because he's only got Enzo and Caicedo in the middle. And if you watch Caicedo in the Fulham game, the geezer was running like a headless chicken, trying to cover up all the mistakes and the out of position places of Enzo Fernandez, bruv, and falling on his arse, bruv. You know, so we have to understand that this gaffer doesn't trust the squad in the Premier League. Conference League's it's a farmers' competition. It's easier to play all these kids like Gui and all that bag hat tricks. You know, people putting out, oh, look at Chelsea, we only score hat tricks, and then you look at Nkunku against Barrow, fucking Gui against who was it? He scored a hat trick against. I don't even know the team. What was it?
Astana. No. Oh, bloody hell. Who did we play in the
we don't even know, bruv.
Shamrock. Was it Shamrock Rovers?
Shamrock Rovers, bruv. Yeah.
Heidenheim and Shamrock, yeah. Shamrock.
And then we got Cole Palmer bagging 4 goals against fucking Brighton, Seagull Merchants. You got Madueke scoring a hat-trick against Wolves. Like, look at the fucking quality of opposition that we're bagging hat tricks against, you know. And Nkunku's got so many goals, but the majority is in the Conference League. Enzo Fernandez got great GA, but majority is in the Conference League. Like, what are we doing here? Like, let's be real. Like, why is everyone sugarcoating, overhyping mediocrity? Because that's what it is to me. Like, these are not the standards at Chelsea, and now everyone's like, oh, we get top 4, we've had a great season. Why, bruv? We spent the most money out of everyone, and I don't care, like, what have we spent it on? Which goes me on to Eunice, yeah? All right? Players that these owners have bought, like they did with Koulibaly, year later sell him. You're getting rid of players, or you want to get rid of players that you've signed a year ago, a year and a half ago. Nkunku. His head's gone, bruv. You could tell when he come on a Fulham, like he just wasn't on it. He wasn't interested, even in the Conference League. You got João Felix ripping his socks off against Arsenal like he's Hulk Hogan because he wants to come on the pitch, and you're not letting him in on the pitch. You're not playing João Felix, but you'll play Madueke having stinkers. You'll play Sancho having stinkers. You play Jackson, who's fucking not landing the minerals. All right. You won't put Cole Palmer on the right, where he's fucking dangerous, and he got his most GA last season. All right. 43 GA playing on the right wing, and you want to play him as a number 10, all right? Put João Felix as a number 10, take off Sancho, put Neto on the left. Like, why are we not doing this? Why are we not playing João Felix? Why are we hearing João Felix may be surplus to requirements to be sold? You only just bought him in the summer, and the reason they want to sell him, bruv, is probably because he's not happy, which a lot of players are not happy. Chilwell, for one of them, who's fully fit, he's not ill. All right, he's not ill. Fact. All right, you've got Madueke and Cucurella. The owners wanted to try to sell them both in the summer. People don't know that and remember that. All right, and
Cucurella, remember, he almost went to United.
Right,
remember?
And then you're looking at Nkunku, who we're hearing is going to be sold. Like, listen to the players that you're looking to offload. Nkunku, When we're in the Champions League, do we not need a player like Nkunku who's played Champions League? Majority of players haven't even played Champions League. Felix, well known in Europe, bruv, a quality player. I mean, he's a quality baller. All right, I understand. He can't finish his dinner all the time. He's probably finished Christmas dinner, but he don't finish his dinner on the pitch at home and away. All right,
yeah.
But he's not getting a consistent run in. He's not been built around. He's a creme de la creme player. He's like Cole Palmer. Which one do you build with, one or the other? Or can't you play both of them in a game against Fulham where it's 1-0 tight or 1-1? Bring him on, fucking make something happen. Let's get twinkle toes on the ball. You know, certain players ain't doing it. Enzo Maresca says, if you're not performing, you're not going to play. If you're not training well, you're not going to play. But it's all right to play Sanchez, who gave the ball away 12 fucking times against Fulham. All right, and one of them was we conceded to. It's all right to play Sanchez and back him to the high heavens, but mud your captain in Reece James and say we ain't got no leaders, no captains, and mud Enzo Fernandez for that matter. All right, and all the other players in the squad. It's all right to keep playing Sanchez, isn't it? And not use any of the 7 other goalkeepers when he's not performing and he's fucked up how many times in this game, in this league so far. It's all right to keep playing Jackson if he's not scoring enough goals and he's not offering anything. You don't play Nkunku. You can't play Cole Palmer and Caicedo every single 90 minutes of every single game. They're going to get burnt out. We've seen it with Mason Mount. We're seeing it with all the other players. We've seen it with Chilwell and Reece James. When we're so dependent on them in a wing-back system, they will eventually break down. Their fucking hamstrings and their ligaments turn into cheese strings. And then they're just stretching apart, Stretch Armstrong.
It's happened to Saka at Arsenal now. We've seen 10 weeks out.
Yeah. Now they're playing Martinelli on the right, and they think that's going to do justice for the whole season. You're a long way from Starbucks. Leg ahead in the mud and may it long continue. Yeah. Fucking bottle jobs. But I'll say this, yeah. All right. Enzo Maresca, he's been very, very lucky up to this point. Yeah. Very, very lucky up to this point in terms of how he's managed the squad. But now you've got the repercussions of everyone doesn't want to play Conference League. Your Felixes and your Nkunkus and these fucking players, they want to play Premier League football, and you're not playing in Premier League football. So now Felix, clear as day, was signed by these clowns upstairs, who everyone's brown nosing, to make sure that the Conor Gallagher deal goes through, because Atletico Madrid gave him the ultimatum to say, if you don't sign João Felix, we're not signing Conor Gallagher, and you can't get your 55 million cash profit. Cash money, little easy. Let's have it right. Eat that pussy like cold pizza. You know what I'm saying? Yeah? That's the reason.
It's true. That was it. Because if everyone had it their way at the time, we would have ended up with John Duran from Villa. Gallagher would have gone to Villa, but he didn't. That never happened. Remember, that was on the brink, and then it all collapsed. And then Atletico come into the picture, and we got him off to Atletico, and we managed to get Felix in return. So when you ask, like, and at the time, it even felt a bit bizarre, like, getting Felix. Personally, when we got Sancho, got Felix in, I'm like, okay, cool. And to be honest, why? Because even now, like you're saying, there is room to use Felix. It's not a case, like, if there's one criticism I have of Maresca, like I had against when we played Fulham, I understand you look at the rest of the bench and you might be questioning because you've got Josh Hachiempong there, you've got Mark Gu, you've got players like Cassidy. Are you going to call on them to come and save you against Fulham, like when you're chasing a win? Like, I can understand it, right? But Felix is there. You brought on Nkunku, cool. Use Felix. Use Felix. If Maresca had used Felix at that point, I'd be like, listen, he's used what he's got on the bench. Because when you look at who we got out, we've got players that have begun to fall like flies. You know, Reece James is out. Fofana is now out for a long time. Lavia is still out. We thought he'd be back by now. There are, little bits and pieces there. Felix should have been used. So for Felix, when he initially come in, I'm like, well, yeah, there is a role for him. And even with European football, yeah, him having that rotation between him and Cole Palmer, it suits the both of them because it allows them to stay fit and you don't diminish the quality. At the same time, this is where Maresca was asked, was it after the Everton game in the press conference? And he even alluded to, yeah, you know what? Like, it's an option, at least for future, to maybe get them to play together. That Fulham game probably would have been the perfect time to do it. because we were chasing a result after it was 1-1. We're like, okay, well, we've got to do something now. Yeah, maybe that was the moment. Yeah, get him playing alongside Cole Palmer. Maybe try and create something in that regard. He didn't do that. So that's one thing that I can look at Enzo Maresca and go, yeah, why didn't you do that?
Because he doesn't trust the midfield and the defence units. It's clear as day.
But exactly, there's a balance issue there as well.
He said it's about balance with João Felix and Cole.
When you look at our defense, I mean, you could see we're talking about tired legs and whatnot. The lead up to the second goal, Levi Colwill was on another planet.
Yeah,
Tosin was back. What was he doing that far up? But him trying to run back, you could see he could barely run.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
legs are gone. So
he's like running on stilts, isn't he?
This is a whole thing. Defensively, we've got to remember there are still issues. Like, that needs to be sorted. We are going to concede goals. This is why, like, in the lead up to Fulham, I was like, look, the game's going to come. We're going to lose a game. I didn't expect like that. You know, when you just have that one day, it's just a day off. It's just one of those bad days at the office, right? But not like this.
We were winning. We were winning. We were kind of in control.
Exactly. And it was looking good up until we scored. And then we come off the gas. This is why I said maybe we were being complacent as well as you're looking tired legs, no balance. But defensively, there's still issues there.
They didn't have any mistakes to have served on a silver platter, which is my next thing is so many times we play teams, how many mistakes they make and give us opportunities. Because we do press aggressively, because we do put teams under pressure. I didn't see that against Fulham because the midfield's not strong. It's not quick enough. And I feel like, right, Lavia is such a key player in the way that Enzo wants to play, in the way the midfield is balanced and set up, and how it does protect a very average defence. Fucking average, bro. And if the defence is exposed, the goalkeeper's exposed, and he's not world class enough to pull it out of the back. He has in some games. Everton, he pulled out 2 great saves against Everton, if I remember. And he pulled out a save against Fulham, but it wasn't enough.
His saves are not the problem. His saves I'm cool with. Like, you can see sometimes he pulls off some really good shot stopping. Like, I've got no problem with that. But we want to play in a certain way. And the goalkeeper, because like I said, all the teams are doing it now. Your goalkeeper has to be a part of the ball playing. It has to be basically part of your defense at that point. You need the extra man. He can't do it. He can't do it.
This is a byproduct, and this is what brings me back to where I stand. Is Enzo Maresca has not been backed, and he hasn't been built with. All right, this is the squad that the owners have come out with, the directors who vocally come out via the pamphlet and said, "We want a manager who can implement a system for all the players that we buy." Right? Felix was surplus to requirements at Atletico. Do the deal with Gallagher. Sancho was surplus to requirements at Manchester United. Let's have it fucking right. Yeah? They're the only reasons we bought these 2 players. All right? They weren't on the roster. They weren't on the list. They would have found some other South African or South American fucking player, bruv, somewhere who's 17, 18 years old.
Well, we've got Esteval coming in the summer. So
we've got Esteval and Piers. They promised you're going to play first in football. Now he's been saying you're going to be shipped to Strasbourg. You've got Melts now crying out, we need what's his name? Fucking hell, bruv. The Brazilian. What's his name? The midfielder from Strasbourg that we loaned out.
Oh, Santos. Yeah, Santos to come back.
We need Santos to come back. Oh, yeah. Let's bring him from the French league, mid-table, whatever, and throw him into the Premier League, yeah? What are we doing here, bruv? What are you... This is the thing, right? Enzo Maresca is doing a great job, and I will not come at this gaffer. I said it time and time again. You see, he's not a problem. The problem is the recruitment. The problem is you've bought a load of attacking players, all right? And when you do buy some quality in Neto, in Sancho, Felix, which you're not even playing, but you buy that quality, and no one expected Cole Palmer to be the player that he is, all right? Then you're looking very healthy up top, which we are. We look great up front. We do. We're missing that clinical beast, animal of a striker and a Diego Costa Osimhen type player, yeah? All right? You look at the midfield, and Caicedo is a fucking baller, yeah? I mean, I wanted this player from day one. He's class, bro. And he's still got levels to go up, all right? But Enzo Fernandez, for me, he holds Caicedo back if you don't have a Lavia in there. Lavia's got all the ingredients. We talk about minerals and ingredients. He has got it if he can stay fit, all right? But that back line, All right. Gusto is nowhere near Reece James. I don't want to hear that narrative. He ain't. That last game tells you everything you need to know. Cucurella is the only one that can invert. Gusto can't. Gusto can't invert and play number 10. What are we doing here? And Enzo knows that, but he's trying to box that midfield to cater for the deficiencies of having an Enzo Fernandez in there with Caicedo to give that extra protection to try and recover the ball quickly. I get it. I understand it. But we got caught out. Enzo Fernandez plays a shit pass, deflected, then it goes to Sanchez. He kicks it out, goes straight to a Fulham player, and then they score their winner in injury time, bruv. You know, it's situations like that where there's no experience, there's no quality, there's no heads, there's no dig out your minerals in there. And unfortunately, this ownership are talking about signing a centre-back from River Plate, yeah? Another young, unproven fucking centre-back. That's where they're going. And the problem I have, Eunice, is everyone is now literally noshing off where we are, spraying it all over. It's trust the cum shot all over again. Yeah. Literally, that we believe in it, and we'll look at the recruitment. It's so unbelievable. Jackson's the best striker in the league, this and that. Oh, now he's not, is he? He's not the best striker in the league now, is he? Why are you on your knees for Osimhen? Why are you on your knees for Gyökeres if Jackson's so fucking elite? Why are the ownership talking about getting a striker if Jackson's your guy for the second transfer window in a row? Yeah? What are we doing here? And how do you think Jackson's feeling? Do you think Jackson's looking at going, well, why are these lot looking for a striker? I'm the fucking striker. I'm John Obi Mikel's. He's my father now. He's made me a monster now. John Obi Mikel says he's a monster now. Yeah. What monster? Monsters Inc. from Disney. What monster? My point is, yeah. All right. Yeah. Until you address and bring in experience, bruv. Yeah. And it needs experience. Otherwise, you're going to lose your Cole Palmers. You're going to lose your top players. You're going to already lose João Felix, who, in my opinion, even in the top Chelsea teams, he would be playing at Chelsea. He's the type of player you would go, do you know what? A little one matter, stick him in there, bruv. You know what I'm saying? He'll do something because he's got balance, experience. He's got quality everywhere, bruv, from the goalkeeper all the way to the striker's spine. And you don't have to rely on just him. You've got others to take the weight in every game, in every type of game. And we don't have that. Cole Palmer is the only one we rely on with Caicedo. And if Caicedo's literally getting caught out in the middle, we're open like Slosh Pot Wet, bruv. Salix Pit in Star Wars. That's where we are, bruv. And everyone's just diving in and having a shot, you know, and they're scoring at this rate. You know, they're scoring like Lily Phillips is getting fucking pummeled, bruv. 100 geezers, yeah. You know what I'm saying? They told us, yeah, that they built a team with a 100-point team, yeah? Like Lily Phillips, 100 points, yeah? She's got 100 points. She wants to go for the 1,000 points. Yeah. But before she goes for the 1,000 points, she's created a documentary all teary-eyed and, oh, what have I done? You know, I was quite emotional to have 100 dicks at me and, you know, what am I doing? You know, but let's go again. Let's go again. Yeah. We will go to the market. Yeah. And we will cash in. All right. And we'll go out and we'll buy some more fucking kids. Yeah. And let's go again. And by then, everyone's bought into it, Eunice. And
no, this is where I'll hold the club to this, right? Because when was it? A week ago. I think it was about a week ago. Maybe some in the chat would have seen it. That what Chelsea will do from now is the time of crazy amount of spending and going after all those players at the same time is now over, right? And from now, it'll only be going after 2, 3 sort of players as reinforcements that the team needs, right? That's what was briefed. I'm like, cool. I want to hear that. Fantastic. If that's the case, happy days, because we can't be going around and going after 10 or 11 kids again. I'm not doing that.
It's always embryos, Eunice. Why always the embryo, bro?
Yeah. But this is the thing, like going into Champions League football now is another gravy. It's another level.
Right. That's our level. That's Chelsea.
And that's where we should be, exactly. So this is why, like, look, going into Champions League football, right? We do get top 4, or if it's going to be top 5 based on the English teams, I think, doing well. Then going into this summer window, with the Club World Cup, by the way, can we add? Which means pre-season.
No respite, is there?
Pre-season's in the bin. right? That is our pre-season. But we basically go to a competition, compete, have a holiday, start the season. There's no pre-season, right? Maybe a week of like tactical stuff, and that's about it. Yeah. So bearing that in mind as well, it's even more important going into next season where we want to be competing for the title. We're going to be playing Champions League football. We didn't have a pre-season because we were in the Club World Cup. We got to get serious reinforcements. So this is where we're going to fully understand where the club owners and recruitment really are. Like, do you genuinely care about the levels of the team? And if you do, you'll do what's right, because it's just 2 or 3 reinforcements that the team needs for us to be able to have good levels and enough depth to go into these competitions and compete. Or are we just going to leave it as it is? Because like I said, you take this squad into that situation, it doesn't survive. Maybe in terms of numbers, yeah, it will. But in terms of quality, no chance. No chance. You can't be playing a Champions League group game and sticking Cassidy in midfield.
Yeah.
And use Bree Hall. You can't do it. Do you know what I mean? So that should be logical. That should be elementary thinking. That should be basic. Everyone knows that. So we'll wait and see.
Well, let's have it right. I mean, according to John Obi Mikel, you know, the owners are very happy with their work on the podcast. He's had a lovely meeting with them all. And this guy's saying that it's working, the project's working, and all of a sudden it's all fucking hunky-dory. We're on the magic roundabout, we're spinning round, and obviously we've got all the fucking brown envelopes flying about. Brown envelopes are getting pumped and deposited to the Obi-Wan podcast, and I'll send direct shots at John Obi Mikel, all right? And like I say, can everybody just stop getting shot? Well, unfortunately, you can't stop getting shot when it's on the Minerals FC. Yeah, I'll call it out for what it is. Yeah, it is what it is, bruv. Yeah,
that tune's a classic, by the way. Just saying, absolute classic.
You know what I'm saying? and you know what? You know, I'm surgical with this bitch. I am surgical with it. It's shoe program on here, bruv. Yeah, 24/7 hour lockdown, bruv. Yeah, or yous lot will be in Pelican Bay. Yeah, playing basketball, bruv. Shooting hoops, yeah, which is where John Obi Mikel should be. He should be NBA now, bruv. Yeah, he should be now. It's all NBA model, baseball model. I'll forget about Don Roman, who, well, my old man was held hostage, and Don Roman went and got my old man out of hostage. You understand me? Rescued him. Yeah, we forget about all that because it's all smiles now. We're with Bali and Feliciano, and we're what? We're dancing. We're dancing now. You know, we're all loving it up, lapping it up. You know what I'm saying? What an embarrassment, bruv.
Did you see that? Did you see that episode of John Obi Mikel's Obi-Wan?
I'll be honest, Eunice. I saw the caption, the process is project working, or whatever the fuck he says.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I couldn't even watch it. I didn't even watch it until I was on with Stevie G. Saluted Stevie G. Let's have it right. We watched it on my last stream yesterday with Stevie G, and I lost my rag, bruv. I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
Oh, did you hear? You heard what he said?
Yeah.
Okay. Because when he was talking about, he mentioned Roman and that Chelsea and all of that, and then he mentioned Egbali.
Exactly. We threw it out.
Egbali specifically, how he knows football really well. He was surprised at how much knowledge he actually had on the game. All that sort of stuff, right? And I'm like, okay, this is new information. All right, we'll see. And everything in terms of what they're doing, the conversation they had has illustrated to him that, okay, the way that the club is making their decisions, it makes sense. Okay. This is why I said what I said before you mentioned that point. It will be evident if these owners and the recruitment genuinely know what they're doing on a footballing level, right? If come the end of the season, when we go into the summer window, we're actually going in for reinforcements that we all know we need in order to compete playing Champions League football next year. That is basic, elementary football knowledge stuff. Anyone knows. Any normal football fan would know that's what's got to be done. We do that, fair enough. Because then at that point, even then, what I said at the start about actually talking about going for the title next season might be somewhat realistic. If we don't do that, it tells me they ain't got a clue.
So, John, how did you get on with Paul Stanley? You went to his apartment. You went there, did you, John? Yeah. Yes, I went to Paul Stanley's flat, and we had a wonderful conversation. And he really cares about the football club. And Ek Barley was just a wonderful guy, and Feliciano, and they got so much ambition. And we love them. I was on my knees. I was on my knees for them to sign Osimhen. Because I was going to get a percentage. Yeah, you were all the way through it, John, wasn't you? You were up all night on deadline day. Yeah, deadline day. Let's have it right. We were all the way to the wire for Victor Osimhen, only to not offer him 200 grand a week and lose the deal when Osimhen's dressed as in Chelsea kit as a full kit wanker, waiting to sign, knowing he's cut his wages. And you still didn't sign him. And John Obi Mikel didn't get his 5% in the deal. He was up all night waiting. But the Osimhen deal didn't go through, John says, because, the minor details. There were some minor details that needed to be sorted. What? That we didn't pay more than 150 grand a week offer. What are we doing here, bro? So I have to question John Obi Mikel. I really do. I have to question him. You're flip-flopping. And it's all for clicks and to get the podcast up. And I'll call it out, bruv. I don't give a shit, man. Do what you want to do, bruv. You know what I'm saying? And Nutty Blue, shout out Nutty Blue, says, Eunice, would you play Slosh Pot Wet for Chelsea to win the league? Would you do that? Would you do a Lily Phillips? Would you do it?
Don't do that to me, man. Don't do that to me. For Chelsea to win the league.
Smash and grab, bruv.
Smash and grab, 1-0.
We've got enough toxic positivity flying about. What about a toxic Fanny? Eh?
Nah, I couldn't. Chelsea would have to do it the normal way, I'm afraid. I'm sorry.
Lander, bruv. Lander Eunice, bruv. Just do it. Would you do Lily Phillips then? Because Lily Phillips, she can handle it.
No.
Can she handle it? Can she handle it? Yeah, she can handle it, bruv.
I'll go back to what you said, mate. Can everyone stop getting shot? Because all those guys are getting shot, mate. It's ridiculous, man. No. Look, she makes Astrid Wet look like a saint.
Yeah.
It's that bad. It's that bad.
Slush Pot Wet, man. Where's she gone, bruv? She's in hiding, bruv. She's probably held hostage by Lily Phillips. Maybe it's Slush Pot Wet in all the action. Lily Phillips taking the glory, bruv. She's taking all the glory, bruv. All the power.
Bonnie Blue. Both of them.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I think all of them, even the other bird, looks a bit gaunt. That's doing it with Lily Phillips.
Bonnie Blue.
They're all blue waffle merchants, bruv.
Bonnie Blue.
They're all blue waffle merchants. I'm telling you now, bruv. It is what it is. All right. Big up to Brian. Yeah, let's have it right, Ultra, bruv. He says Clown Lake's inept to run a club of this magnitude. Red flag. There's red flags flying about everywhere with these owners. We know that. We've always known this, bruv. Big up Stratters. He says, Eunice, your Twitter and YouTube vibes suggest you're back. It's turning left. A blind man can see it. Win, lose, or draw, Clown Lake out for the love, not the pound note. That's what Stress says. It's not. It really is not going to be what everyone thinks. He says, Eunice, I question your intelligence working with Saeed. Oh, shots are fired, bruv. Shots are fired. Can everybody just stop getting shot?
No, listen, Saeed. In fact, it's the weekend now, Wednesday. It's near enough nearly a weekly thing. I've spoken with him just to shoot United down. United are so far in the mud, and it's funny because I saw his last video. His last video was exactly what we said when we were under Graham Potter. Do you remember when we had Graham Potter?
Oh, I do. I'll never forget.
Do you remember we're closer to relegation than we are to the top? There's nothing to trust. It's like, is there any point going to games? Like all the same things that were being said. So it's not just a case of me going on and and shooting it down on United even further because they're in the grave. I'll make that clear to him. But he actually wants perspective from how Chelsea fans went through what they went through for the last 2 years. And I'm telling him, now it's a different situation. you lot are different. It's not the same. It's not the same. I reckon they could actually turn out worse than us, than our lot. But that's why.
There's no track record with Ineos. No one knows anything what they're about. I mean, there's no track record with Clownake. It's even worse. I think Jim Ratcliffe, he comes from football, love of football. At least he loves the game, and he's got a season ticket at United. He's got a season ticket at Chelsea, whatever. He was interested in our football club, but we got sold out to these American Epstein FC merchants. So it is what it is. What I'll say, though, is everyone that's coming at Bald Hag, the gaffer, coming at certain players, I mean, you're deluded if you think that they're the problem. Yeah, there's a lot of players at United that are not United level, but the reality situation is you go for the horse's head, bruv. Godfather, land up that head in Hollywood director's fucking bed and let him swim in it, because the Glazers are the ones. They're still taking the cream. They're still not doing anything. They're letting rats and mice infest in the theatre of wet dreams. You know what I'm saying? They're swimming in the sewer, bruv. So listen,
they've cancelled charity stuff. There was one thing for the homeless they decided not to do. Like they've done.
They got rid of Fergie. They got rid of Fergie.
Like it's outrageous.
So
it's outrageous.
At the end of the day, bruv, yeah. I think, well, from what I know from Stretters and certain people that have been in conversation, a lot of the platforms and a lot of the vloggers, bruv, they're not appreciated in the fan base, you know, the firm and all that. They're really not. They're not entertaining it, and they would actually rather get relegated so that all of these wrong-uns will just deplete and evaporate, bruv.
Yeah.
Let's have it right. If Chelsea got relegated, how many platforms would still be out there? If United get relegated, how many of these platforms are really going to be out there? Who's going to give a fuck, bruv, if you're playing Championship football? No one's going to care, bruv. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. The mighty United. Listen, stop calling out gaffers, stop calling out players, and call out the ownership. But be very careful if you do that, because if you do that, expect consequences. Yeah. And by the way, I'll say it live on stream. I've got lovely filth on Mark Goldfish. But when the time's right, my son, it will be landed. It'll be landed and delivered in the fucking most elite golden envelope you'll ever imagine, bruv. But let's see when the time's right. You know, patience is key, bruv. Yeah. Choose your poison. So have it right. Let me land it on. Big up to Adam Rated. He says the tactic is overflowing the midfield, but we don't have many midfielders to depend on. Should we recall some of the midfielders in January or buy? We simply need to buy, but I don't trust in their recruitment. I don't trust who is buying, because Balagay, is that how you say it? Dylan Balagay, yeah. He came out and said Enzo Maresca the owners want to give him the players to make it work. That's his job, you know. That's his job. I want to ask you this, Eunice. Do you honestly believe that Enzo Maresca did not want João Felix? Do you believe that?
Nah.
No chance.
Nah.
No chance. Of course he would want him.
You'd take him. Even if he's offered to, you'd take him.
Yeah. But it suits the narrative to offload him in January, correct?
At the moment, it would. But it'd be foolish. I wouldn't accept that. I think he's got his place in the squad. Like there's no need to get rid of a João Felix. Some people are going to say, but he's not playing. Like, well, play him.
And do you know what? The narrative I saw, the article was, signings that Pochettino made are surplus and they're going to be sold. And I think Cundy's very worried about, or thinking, and Kunku's he's on his way out. What do people not understand? And Cundy, you're very, very, let's say, bought for saying a statement like that when you clearly know that Pochettino didn't sign not one player when he came in. In fact, they sold all the players, majority of players in the squad before he came into the position of Chelsea gaffer. He had no say, bruv.
And even when he was here, like players that he wanted to use were up for. I mean, the whole Gallagher situation spoke for itself. So
Thiago Silva, Gallagher, let's have it right. Brian says that the singer is
quick one on that. Just to let you know about going in January or not. Like Santos, for example, keep him where he is, because albeit he's at Strasbourg at the moment, but he's killing it over there in terms of what he can do on a week in, week out basis. Just let him keep doing that. I wouldn't want to bring him in to try and, close up a little hole that we've got in our midfield to then maybe do that for 2 weeks and then he's sitting on the bench doing nothing. When right now he's doing everything he's got to do at Strasbourg to actually just develop. Keep doing that until the end of the season. And then, at the end of the season, we can maybe even bring him back and let him straight into the squad, and he'd be a legit option. But let him finish the season. I wouldn't cut it short. Just wait for Lavia to get fit again. Is what I would do for now.
Facts. Big up to Brian. He says that the singer is holding my son Casado back. He's talking about Enzo Fernandez, the singer, 5K. Let's have it right. We all know why, but everyone's forgotten about that. F1 fans, it's funny how the Mudryk stuff's gone quiet. Ironic, eh? It's not ironic. We're waiting for the B sample.
We're waiting for the B sample now. No. Just to clarify that, the B sample is going to come back positive. It's going to come back.
Yeah.
He's finished. He's done.
I never spoke with you about this. Now I've got my thing. I mean, I did put a video out. I don't know if you've seen it, but I did put a video out on it, or like a very short stream. How does it make sense, Eunice, that Mudryk and the Ukrainian squad, whether they use that drug or not, and the medical or his trainer, who's with him at Chelsea, would use that drug, tell him what the drug is, and knowing it's illegal in the UK, and give it to him and allow him to use it. How does that make any sense?
No, this is the thing now, because did Mudryk legit know or not? We don't know. I
don't think he did.
I'd be surprised if he knew. I'd be shocked.
No shit.
He must have not.
He's been set up. He's been set up.
This is the thing. Yeah, you'd be like, have this, have that. It's good for you and whatnot. And this is where what Mikel said. I saw what Mikel had to say on the matter, and I thought he was correct on that. Spot on. And it makes sense. If you're a footballer of that level, you have to be careful of every single thing that goes into your body. And this is why, if you're playing football, you're not exactly going for a bodybuilding contest. You don't need to add certain things. If you just keep things completely natural, you'll be good. But that's what's in terms of what the player can control. If one of his closest team has told him who he trusts and there's been no issue, or maybe someone, his trainer, has got that from a more wider medical department or something, and they've given it over to him. Who knows? Because in Ukraine, as well as Russia, it's a standard thing. It's easily accessible. It's normal.
I accept that, and I accept Mudryk needs to be told, but or find out. But what's to say that he's been told it's all kosher and he's been told something that it is, that it ain't?
Yeah, he might have.
Right?
Yeah.
And who does it suit? Who does it suit? Because it clearly don't suit the player. It doesn't suit the Ukrainian national team who want to play Mudryk, who's like their star little player. Right? So it doesn't suit Ukraine and their squad. It doesn't suit the player himself. Who does it suit? Because you can terminate the geezer's contract, who you can't sell.
Yeah, this is the thing. There's the two sides to this, right? If you're hoping he doesn't get caught, right, it benefits the player because it is a performance-enhancing substance. You are going to recover quicker. You're going to be sharper. You're going to be faster. You're going to be stronger. Ultimately, that helps the player. But if you are caught, which in this case he was, because it's random drug testing, you get picked out of a hat. You don't know if it's going to be your turn. It could be you twice in a row. It could be you once a year. You never know.
Why don't they drug test every Chelsea player then?
It's all random. It's
No,
all
but
random.
they can fully go and go, do you know what? We've caught one. Let's see what everyone else is saying.
Oh no, but that's never been done. Like if that was, I don't know if that's is that legal? Can they do that? Can they not? I don't know. But this was normal match day drug testing standard stuff. You know, after a game, random player go and do your test. That was his turn. He done it. It come back positive.
All right.
So
I don't believe, and I'm going to put this one out there. I don't believe Mudryk, who's got only Jesus tattooed on his neck, he's Orthodox, he's Christian, he's got his faith and belief, bruv, that he's going to want to put illegal substances in his body, right? When he's a professional footballer, he's got all the right people around to direct him with diets, training. He was on a Zoom call with Usain Bolt, by the way. Usain Bolt advised him not to go in the gym anymore, and he ignored that and wanted to go to the gym. He's not playing minutes, so the only thing that he can do is train and go gym. He's a sportsman. He's an athlete. Like, what do you expect the kid to do, bruv? Just sit at home playing FIFA or going online or checking in, DMing OnlyFans girls like Jackson? Like, what are we doing here, bruv? Or Chili for that matter? You know, oh, are you up, babes? You know, it's 2 a.m. You know, I need a little bit of morning glory. Like, what are we doing? I just find it very, very suspicious, and I don't like it. And I do feel for Mudryk right now. I really do, because this guy now is could be on a 4-year ban.
Career could be in the bin. Yeah,
career could be in the bin, and that is, if that is a deliberate sabotage for pound note reasons, yeah, I'm just putting it out there. If that is, you're a fucking disgrace. Yeah, you're a disgrace. You know who you are. You're a disgrace. You're filth. You know, that is disgusting. For the sake of pound note. All right, that's all I'm going to say on that matter. I don't really want to go to, you know what I mean? I think we have, but it is what it is. I don't care on this channel anymore. It is what it is. We're buried. Big up to Sold. He says, only way to contend is an experienced centre-back and goalkeeper. Facts. And a striker, mate. I don't think Jackson... Listen, everyone's promoting Jackson. Oh, look at the GA. Look at the improvement. He's improved. To me, he's always going to be that second to your best striker. Second striker. You know, I don't see him as an out-and-out number 9. He's missed too many opportunities. He needs 5 to score 1 goal. Yeah.
He doesn't help himself, man. I mean, no, you know, I actually don't doubt him mentally, right? In terms of like what he wants to do, in terms of how he carries himself, the way that his whole mental attitude, I think is fine. But you can just see, man, like on the ball, he just winds you up sometimes, man. It's like that game against Fulham. I mean, just standard running with the ball multiple times, just overhits it. I'm like, mate, can you keep a ball at your feet, please? It's annoying. Top strikers just don't have that issue. Do you know what I mean? No. So, but yeah, he's been getting goals, but he could get so much more. He could get so much more, man.
And that's the thing. Do you remember everyone was going, oh, wait till Nkunku's back. We're going to be flying. We get Nkunku back. We need him as a striker. Now they don't want him to play. They want Jackson to play. Now they're saying Jackson misses too many opportunities. We need a proper out-and-out number 9. Which one is it you flip-flops? Which one is it? Because you're flapping like the blue waffle Lily Phillips, bruv. You're flapping so far, bruv. You can fly to Italy from here, bruv. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fly to the other side of the world, bruv. Australia with Andrew, bruv. You know, Enzo Maresca is allergic. So's Andrew, allergic to substitutions, allergic to changes, bruv. Allergic to versatility. And this is my thing. We clearly can see Enzo Maresca does not trust the bench. He does not trust a lot of these players, bruv. And I think he's showing yes man qualities. And it will only be a matter of time till he goes, do you know what? Like Pochettino, I'm doing it my way. Because he's hot-headed. He's Italian, bruv. He's going to, you know what I'm saying? He will. I like Enzo Maresca, man. I do like him.
Yeah.
I like him, but he's shown he's very frigid. Very frigid. You know what I'm saying? He needs to... And when he hasn't got certain plays, he can't even go there. He can't even mix it up a bit. And that's where I think, like, if they're serious about progressing with this guy, you need to back the geezer, man. Give him a ball playing goalkeeper that he wants to invert. You know, give him top quality. Give him, if he gets you Champions League football, then he deserves to be backed. Like, you can't keep going. But do you know what he said? Balage came out. I forgot to mention this. He says you can have players, you can recommend players as long as they're under 20, 24 years old. Fucking hell, bro. We're done it. We're done it here.
Unless it's Lamine Yamal, then it's not happening.
Lamine Yamal. That's another winger, bro. We need. What is he going to play? Goalkeeper, defense? What are we doing here?
No, I mean in terms of the levels. You know,
levels of goalkeeper of that quality. Well, name me one. Do you know one? Do you know a goalkeeper of that age? That's absolutely. We got Petrovic who's doing landing middles.
We're meant to have what's his name? Mike Penders.
Don't we?
We still know nothing about him, but yeah, apparently he's a new Courtois. I'm actually curious to see who this geezer is. Like, I genuinely want to see him play. He's rated so highly. I want to see him play. We've not seen him. We don't know who he is. So, yeah.
What about Isaac? Isaac. Arsenal are after him. Apparently, they want him.
Isak. Newcastle.
Isak. Sorry, Isak. Is that how you say it? Isak, not Isaac?
Isak. Yeah. I said Isaac at first. Apparently it's Isak, but Isak is decent.
He's better than Jackson. Yeah. I think a lot of strikers are better than Jackson. Let's be real, but I think everyone's just getting ahead of themselves.
No, Isak doesn't have the same issues like Jackson does. Isak's a little bit more fine-tuned on the ball, not sloppy, knows the net well, but Newcastle don't create enough for him, I don't think. He goes blank sometimes because I think Newcastle as a whole just a bit. They're so up and down. Big games they show up. Little games they lose every week.
If he goes Arsenal or he came to Chelsea, especially us, with the chances we create, I think he's scoring a lot of goals.
Look it.
Osimhen, imagine Osimhen.
How much is he on?
I don't think it's a lot. But they want 100 million for him, don't they?
Oh no, the fee's not a problem. I don't think the fee's a problem. I don't think a fee's a problem because I think you're gonna get to that sort of player, depending on his contract. You're gonna have to fork, but the problem's the salary. It's about balancing books. Like I said earlier, and I don't think they go over a certain. Actually, no, it says here 120,000 gross a week. That's all right. Yeah, 120K a week.
Fits the bill, didn't he? We can up it 30 grand.
I'll take him.
We can up it 30 grand and get Isaac.
Yeah.
Do you know what player I want? There's
Osimhen.
two players. Well, I always wanted Victor Osimhen, but I like Gikkers. I think no, Osimhen's definitely not happening. I can tell you that for free. Yeah. And he ain't coming in January, so forget all that. And Paulstein told us he's injury prone. He doesn't suit the style of Enzo Maresca. But Enzo Maresca was on the phone to him twice, begging him to come. Make it make sense, Paulstein. And the wages are an issue, of course. But listen, they're looking at that Duran. They're looking at what's the geezer Delap, who had a stinker last night against the Goons.
Liam Delap.
Yeah. I'll be real. I would love a Bastoni, a DeMarco, and even a Barella at this point. That kind of experience.
How old's Barella, by the way?
I think he's about 25, 26.
27. I thought he was older, I'll be honest.
Yeah. Bastoni.
We were linked with him under Conte.
I know. He's a baller.
Yeah.
He's a fucking baller. He's got everything in his locker. He's better than Enzo Fernandez, I'll tell you that for free. And he can dig in. So, yeah, I think Bastoni and Diego Costa, goalkeeper, I like him. Good penalty stopper, good distribution, great saves, good age. He's the goalkeeper I'd go for, personally.
Well, it's not a bad shout.
Yeah. And what about Teo? Is it Teo Hernandez?
Theo Hernandez.
Yeah. I'd have him as well.
Yeah, he's decent.
But Bastoni at the back, fuck me, man. He's exactly what you need.
For me, centre back is imperative.
Yeah, we need that leader and that experience at the back.
Have to.
Even with the goalkeeper we've got, he would. Imagine if we had Thiago Silva 2 years ago, like a Thiago Silva 2 years ago.
Yeah, mate, that's a lot more secure, man. Yeah, exactly.
A lot more secure. Yeah, you'd feel a lot more comfortable, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the sort of level of player I'm looking at. Defenders, I'm not too worried about from Serie A playing in the Premier League because I think it's not about them being leggy and all that, and it's just about them how they read the game.
Italy defenders are the best thing to get out of Italy. It's the best place you can get defenders from.
Facts. And Thiago Silva learnt off Nesta.
Just defenders, though. Just defenders. Yeah, exactly.
And look how he turned out at the age he was, 40 years old, playing at the level he was playing for Chelsea. Big up to Forest Stain says, Eunice, what would you do if Astrid was on your bed?
Throw the bed away.
What? Like he's got fucking bed bugs?
Sleep on the floor. Yeah, exactly.
You get the whole team in, bruv. It'll be like outbreak.
You know what? You know what I could do? I could. You know what? I might as well. I could get on the blower to Nico Jackson, tell him I've located Astrid, pay a fee, use the facility. Thank you very much. See you later.
I'll charge him an hourly rate, bruv. I'll charge him an hourly rate.
I'll charge him a stupid fee.
Yeah.
No, hourly. I wouldn't charge an hourly fee, man. You can't determine how long that's going to go on for.
Well, yeah, true. He might be like, what's his name, McLovin in.
He might be like, oh my god, that's true.
Yeah.
End of story.
Come short, done. Well, let's have it right. I'll lock him in there for at least 48 hours, so I get my good amount of money. 48, charge him 100 grand an hour. That's not bad, is it?
100 grand an hour.
Yeah. He'll be late for training, so Maresca will ban him, so he won't be needed anytime soon. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's the most expensive woman on the face of the earth in that case.
Lily Phillips and all them lot will be coming to me to be their pimp, bruv, the way I negotiate. Let's have it right. But we're not going to do that. Yeah, we're not going there, bruv. You know what I'm saying? But listen, Elite, as always, we need to have you on more often, Eunice, and we land it, bruv. Now you're back and you're ready for New Year's and all that. We don't know what's going to bring, but the most important thing is we need those 3 points against Ipswich. It's a tough game 100%. Away Monday night. It's a big game, and we haven't. Everyone else has got a nice little rest up to the next game. We haven't, which is going to be very interesting.
Talk about rest. We've had one more day rest in Ipswich, so there's no excuse even against them.
Yeah,
no excuse.
Facts. Guys, smash the like button because the likes are absolutely disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. I mean, it's embarrassing. You're embarrassing us like Fulham embarrassed us at the bridge. You understand me? So make sure you smash the like button. It's free. Yeah, it's free. Yeah. Everything's free on here, bruv. Everything's free on here. You know, even when it's free, I'm still getting fucking done. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But listen, respect. Make sure you go and follow Eunice. He needs no introduction. His channel and link is in the title. So click on that and you can go straight to his channel. What have you got coming up, Eunice, so that everyone knows?
New video will be posted later. And then it's just the build up for the Ipswich game. Tomorrow is the preview. Yeah, and then review after the game on Monday. So that's basically it. And then more, obviously, I'll keep up to date with all what's going on elsewhere. Like I'm talking about other teams and whatnot. So the whole shebang.
Oh, wow. Mo's going, I would sprinkle holy water and disinfect on that bed. What, is she turning into stigmata or something? Slosh pot wet. What we
should start reading the Bible to her then.
Yeah, in that case. I told you, Pep Guardiola is the hybrid of Skeletor and Stigmata. If you know, you know, bruv. If you know, you know. And he is there. He is there. Because we will be there. So it is for, and big up to Kirsty. Says, long live Chelsea. Sorry for your loss, Eunice. Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Make sure everyone goes and tunes in on Eunice's stuff, and also my stream with Stevie G yesterday, which was a great little stream. And the stream before that was just my breakdown on the Fulham game. And I'll be putting out a little clip on what I thought about John Obi Mikel. That's going to come out after this, and also my preview will be out as well. So big up to everyone supporting the channel. As always, we will leave you with our Don Roman, who we salute, and let's have it right. Hopefully we get a shirt sponsor in it sometime soon, and they stop trying to come at Don Roman and making it all blame him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's won the lot for Chelsea, and he's the greatest owner to ever grace the game. And we miss him, and I want them standards back. So big up to you, Eunice. Big up to all my ultras. Put all your comments down below. As always, up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. Let's go.